So hello and welcome to this 30-minute meditation. And the theme for beginning of this year is love. And right now it's Metta. And I want to read to you a ancient description of Metta, or the Metta practice. And the text goes, "And how does one abide with one's mind accompanied with metta, with goodwill, kindness, loving kindness? How does one dwell with a mind like this? Just as one would feel friendliness on seeing a dearly beloved friend, so does one extend metta to all creatures, all living beings." And this idea of seeing a dearly beloved friend, one of the characteristics of that is that you don't have to work on it. It isn't like you have to plan ahead and get your friendliness kind of up and going, and you see the person and you reason out that, who it is and your history, and yes, you should be friendly to this person. It's more of a natural movement. It's more of a spontaneous movement. It's more of a just what the heart, what the inner life does. It has warmth, it has appreciation, it has a kind of opening up, a delight, a goodwill, just wanting to support, not even wanting support or help or to do something for your friend, but just, of course you would. You'd offer them tea. You would do whatever they need. You almost wouldn't be helping. You're just doing it with them. It's kind of this warm-heartedness, generosity of heart. And so this idea of metta or love, it bumps up again, or it overlaps with a whole slew of human social attitudes, social emotions. Exactly where one begins and one ends, and exactly which one we're talking about is not, so important. What's important here is the almost naturalness of it. Or say it differently, what's important is what you don't do. You don't stay preoccupied. You don't stay distracted. You don't focus on the ill will. You don't focus on the anxiety. You don't focus on the greed or lust that might be. The focus is almost like letting go of all that, opening up all that, kind of opening the field of the heart, opening the field of the body, opening to the capacity to sense and know and feel and be open and available, being open and receptive, being open, quiet, sensitive to resonate with someone else, to allow another person to allow yourself to feel someone else in an undistracted mind and an unpreoccupied heart. So what is it that arises when you get out of the way for your heart? You get out of the way. What is it that maybe is natural, almost natural, to occur for you? What level of friendliness, basic goodwill, basic kindness? So this is why it's so important to know, be mindful of ourselves, the tricks of the mind, the ways that we get caught up, so we can gently put them aside and invite the heart to have an opportunity to be sensitive, to be available, to resonate. For the heart, the quiet, friendly heart, to smile. So gently closing your eyes and assuming a meditation posture. since the emphasis here is letting go of anything that's a distraction, so we can discover the friendliness or the warmth, the kindness of the heart in and of itself when it is at ease, settled. That you might now take a few longer, deeper breaths, and as you exhale, gently invite distractions to depart, to let go, to relax. For whatever you're concerned with that's not here and now, it's okay to have those concerns maybe, but you have something better to do now, more important, and that is to attend to the goodness of your own heart. The kind of goodness that would be there if you met a dearly beloved friend, maybe someone you haven't seen for a while. So letting the breathing return to normal. And to soften your belly. Relax your shoulders. Might be possible to soften the fingers and the hands. Maybe adjust their position. Maybe it's possible to soften, relax the thighs and down your legs. Maybe it's possible to soften, relax your lower back. Maybe it's possible to soften the muscles of your face. Invite the muscles of your face to let go and soften, not work so hard. It might be possible to soften the thinking mind. Relax. And then finally, to soften in your heart. Any resistance, any tightness. Let it gently soften, not all at once, little moments at a time. then become aware of the movements of your chest as you breathe. Is there any change in those movements if you relax your belly? Feeling the gentle or not gentle lifting and expanding of the chest as you breathe in. And the falling, coming back together of the chest as you breathe out. And for the next 4 or 5 breaths, as you exhale, gently let go of what you're thinking about and let go into the sensations of your chest. And then remember or imagine that you're meeting a dearly beloved friend with which you have a simple and uncomplicated relationship. If you are undistracted, unpreoccupied, is there then a feeling of friendliness and warmth, goodwill? Is there an attitude of appreciation, delight, a resonance, a gentle leaning forward, being available? Maybe something that delights, something inside of you delights if it hears from you, yes, this is good. what warmth, what in the family of love or friendship is there in your heart, in your inner life, in your mind, when you're quiet and mindful and available for the present moment? What warmth is there you don't have to work for? Though maybe you can stay close to it, if ever so gently. You have a simple word to every cycle of breath, the beginning or end. You gently whisper this word to yourself. To remember to stay close to love, friendliness, kindness. sitting quietly, doing next to nothing, maybe not even thinking, so that you can sense and feel a natural warmth, a natural attitude, idea, feeling of friendliness or goodwill, as you would for a dear friend. But maybe that doesn't need an object, a person. It's just the goodness of your own heart when it's at ease, relaxed. Breathe with that goodwill. Breathe with it, feel it. Gently touch it with a whispering word, Metta, love, goodwill. It can be a radical thing, an inspiring thing, to to recognize there's a goodwill within us that doesn't have to be created or made or even evoked. It's mostly a matter of getting out of the way, being relaxed and undistracted, being at ease and attentive. A basic friendliness that might arise in seeing a young child playing on the swings, happy. A person smilingly happy, gardening in their front yard. Who looks up and says hello with a smile. And you smile back. May it be that we make ourselves available for friendliness, for love. May it be that we're motivated to live a life that's not distracted, not preoccupied, so that we can love better, love more, confident that friendliness, love, care, kindness is one of the greatest things this world needs. May we share our friendliness with all beings. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be free of suffering, oppression, and poverty. May all beings be free of loneliness and alienation. And may our goodwill contribute to the ending of such suffering. Thank you. to this 12th talk on the topic of love. And there's many kinds of love, or many things in the family of love. And so each person has their own specialty, or what is easiest for them. And so you're all welcome to define what works for you. What warm-heartedness, kind-heartedness, what you would call friendliness or kindness or metta. But the focus here now is on metta, the form of love that in the Buddhist tradition is most clearly associated with friendliness, friendship. So there's an ancient definition of metta. Metta is goodwill because it is friendly. It refers to a tender friendliness, a gentle friendliness. It is known as metta because it arises in one's relationship to a friend, metta. So, what is the smile that comes on your face, on your heart, when you see a good friend? A friend whose relationship is uncomplicated, kind of clean, simple, happy relationship. Or maybe a friend you haven't seen for a long time, and then you see them. So maybe each person, I think the way that they experience friendship, or maybe varies, but the characteristics of maybe being undistracted, being available, being really present for a few minutes because you're just delighted to see someone, present in kind of a generous spirit, maybe a generous spirit, maybe a willingness, a great willingness to do almost anything for your friend within reason, but just willing to do whatever is needed now, to be generous, to be caring, to be respectful and inclusive, not because you're working on it, but that which is natural, that which is kind of almost spontaneous for you, that your heart moves or sings or smiles in a way that you want to move forward and delight and appreciate and maybe offer what you can, offer your attention, offer your interest, offer your questions of how they are, knowing how they are, offer them tea. Please come, it's so good to see you. And and what I want to emphasize here is that is the spontaneity of that, as opposed to the working at it, as opposed to trying to engineer friendliness or warmth or metta or goodwill, but to recognize the kind of a spontaneous, almost natural place in which that can exist in us. And so this is why mindfulness meditation in general, samadhi as well, is so phenomenally useful, because doing a practice that helps us to be undistracted, to be not only undistracted, but in a certain kind of way, unresisting, undefended in a safe environment, sitting and meditating, that we start feeling free of preoccupations with the desires, preoccupations with resentments, preoccupations with stories and conversations and pasts and futures. But we start kind of be attuned, tuning into a natural capacity, a spontaneous capacity for the heart to resonate or to vibrate, or like the heart is an antenna, and the heart center is an antenna that then picks up the signals coming from others just by how they see, just seeing them, hearing about them, hearing their voice. But as we get quieter and quieter, less and less distracted, and the thinking mind becomes still, it allows for the feeling heart to operate freely, the feeling heart to kind of radiate or vibrate or resonate, or become, maybe the word I like is become sensitive, a deeper sensitivity. And often the heart is encrusted, and mindfulness practice, meditation practice, is the tenderizer of that crust, so that the natural sensitivity, the natural functioning of that antenna that both receives and radiates can operate. So it's not so much the doing something as it is allowing. Not so much a matter of mustering something up as it is letting things go. But not just letting go kind of without a purpose, but letting go and letting go into the sensitive heart, letting go into a tender heart, a gentle heart, letting go into the kind of heart that can smile, a smiling heart, letting into a kind of peaceful heart, where what comes into the range of that peaceful heart is met with, almost without a doing, just met with safety, met with openness, met with space, where whatever comes is allowed to be there. Whatever person shows up is allowed to be that way in the embrace of our appreciation. And whatever metta is, it's closely connected to appreciating what others, appreciating what's there. And it's sometimes said in the ancient texts that one of the stimulating causes, stimulating conditions for this metta is appreciating the beauty in others, appreciating beauty. And the amazing thing is that if we are undistracted, unpreoccupied, at ease, at peace in ourselves, it turns out that it's easier to see beauty in everyone. Maybe not always how they behave, maybe not always how they appear, but there is something profoundly wonderful about resonating with the humanity of others, the life form that another is, that allows us to appreciate and delight in every human being in the way that maybe some people delight in every cat, delight in every deer they see in the park, or every squirrel, or maybe every robin sitting on a tree. That we begin kind of not dropping our social conventions, our social history, our social conditioning around people, and our fears and our desires around people, and allowing something very simple, natural to be there, where maybe we see beauty in ourselves and beauty in others. Beauty in the simplicity of being. And that from that there might be a radiance, or a warmth, or a light, or a tenderness, or a delight, a joy of friendliness. Saying a yes, almost like, not necessarily literally, but almost like we step forward with our arms open, say yes to the person worthy. Yes, I'll be a friend. I'll be friendly at least. Maybe we can't be friends, but I'll treat you with friendship, with basic human goodwill. So as you go through today, I'd encourage you to allow yourself the luxury, the gift, the phenomenal gift of staying present a little bit in an undistracted way, an unpreoccupied way. Just have tea, just sit there, just sit and be open and available. Maybe you can go to a park bench or sit someplace where you can watch people walk by. And what happens if you're undistracted? You're not commenting on everyone, judging everyone, caught in your stories, but just very simply being open and available to appreciate and have your heart say yes. Yes to everyone who walks by. Is there in you a natural, spontaneous capacity for goodwill, for friendliness, that is there when you are not distracted, not preoccupied, not afraid, not angry? See if you can find occasions through the day where you are that way. Maybe you can put all that aside, even for 3 minutes. Breathe, relax, soften, and see what is there in your own heart that can say yes in appreciation of others. May we learn the art of spontaneous friendship so that it can be directed towards all beings. Thank you.